Welcome back to Limitless Nerd. We are here with another awesome guest. I am joined with Brandon today. Brandon, how's it going, man? Thanks for coming on.
Man, thank you for having me on, man. This is gonna be a blast, man. I'm so excited to talk some Star Wars, get this going. I know we got some something to look forward to on the later half of this episode. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Before we talk about the content and stuff, what was the beginning of your Star Wars journey? Like, when did it get introduced to you? Like, what's your Star Wars origin story?
Yeah. Man, I mean, my dad and my grandma are who raised me, and they're nerds themselves. They love film, they love movies, series, all that stuff. So I mean, I was brought up in a household where it's like I have no choice. I'm watching movies. I'm really diving into, like 70s, 80s culture. So I mean, Star Wars started in that era. So I mean, my dad's a huge space nerd, so anything that's astrology based, I'm, more than likely going to be raised into that. But Star Wars was his favorite growing up, so it was my favorite growing up. So, yeah, it's always fun to say that the first movie I ever went to in a theater was The Phantom Menace. Of course, I don't remember it. I was like two and a half, but I was there. I was there, man.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously, grew up loving Star Wars. When did you decide I'm going to start talking about Star Wars on the internet? Because that can be a dangerous thing to do.
Oh yeah, man.
When did the content start?
Yeah, it's dangerous and scary to think about. I always think about, when I decided to start, and that was kind of like in that gray area right before I would say the Bad Batch season 3, like right before that came out. I was kind of looking at, you know, starting content, but kind of more like on a positive side. Cause I mean, I've always been very passionate about Star Wars. Is there some projects I don't like compared to others? Yes. But I mean, I pretty much like all of it. I'm kind of a I'm pretty easy to please, let's say that. So like I said, there's projects that I like compared to others, and then there's some I don't like compared to others. But I kind of just wanted to make a space for all Star Wars fans to be a part of, pretty much. So right before Bad Batch season 3 was when I was like, all right, let's start hitting the YouTube side of things. I remember I started my TikTok account, and I was actually uploading on my personal account and just basically like showing off my Funkos. And like back then, I only had like 8 to 10 of them, and then they started growing rapidly. So I was just like, yeah, let me show off my Funko Pops, and that's pretty much what I did. And then I was like, watching like other creators on YouTube, and I'm like, man, like this looks so fun. Like I want to start breaking down, like each episode that comes out for the new TV series or even movies now that, Mando and Grogu's coming back. So all of those things. And it's just like, yeah, dude, I need to do this. This is what I would love to do. And since I've been doing it, I'm absolutely loving every single day. Every single editing session, every single recording session, you kind of start feeling that flow state that everyone's kind of talking about these days. Like that term is just so true to, creating content. And I know you understand that as well. It's just like once you find your area, you just keep going with it. And it's really fun, man. So that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah, and I mean, you and me are very alike as far as the wanting it to be a positive place, and obviously there is stuff that we like and stuff that we don't like, and but yeah, I mean, I'm very much easy to please like you. If it's Star Wars and I can watch it or read it, or you know I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many creators that don't feel that way, and there's just so many fans that don't feel that way. But you're never gonna see me being one of those people. I'm gonna always be happy and celebrating what I love
Yeah.
about Star Wars. So where did uh where did your name come from? Did you just come up with it because you needed a social media handle, or where did the name come from?
It's actually kind of funny. So I I manage a restaurant, so that's like my full-time job. So what happened was like, like me and some of my coworkers like years ago, like this is like maybe 2021, 2022-ish, like we're all just like talking about Star Wars and like baby Yoda is like what everyone's calling him. I'm just like, yo, his name's Grogu, chill, They don't want to be that nerdy in front of all them, but they're just
Yeah,
like they're like, man, like Brandolorian, like one of my good
yeah,
friends at work, she's just like, oh, Brandolorian. And I was just kind of thinking like, oh, that kinda does run, like, that works, so
yeah,
I was just like, "Damn, man, like, shit." So I just kinda ran with it, and I was just like, my name can't just be Brandolorian because I believe there's, like, a streamer or somebody, I don't wanna, like, disrespect him, but I think his name is The Real Brandolorian, so the username Brandolorian was already taken, so I'm like, "Oh, okay, damn, I can't do that." So then, my initials are BC, and I was just like, "Oh, I could still run Brandolorian and then, like, the Mandalorian clan." So I was like, "Oh, okay, let's do Brandolorian clan." And then I was just like, "Nah, that doesn't sound good." So then I just swapped it and then Clan Brandolorian. So it's just like, "Oh, yeah." And I always wanted my pitch to be like, if you join the channel, if you're a subscriber, you're part of the clan, you're part of the Brandolorian
yeah,
clan. So,
yeah. There you go.
um, but and it's different, and, I didn't see anyone had anything pretty much similar to that, so I was like, "Man, I think that's it right there." So, yeah, that's that's
Yeah,
how Clan Brandalorian started.
with easy branding too. So there you go.
Literally, yeah.
when did uh when did the Sunday live streams start? Because and I'll let you kind of talk about it. You do a Sunday live stream. So when did that kind of get started?
So, the homie John that I go live with, shout out to him, he's a good friend, and we've only actually known each other for almost a year, like, not even. We've known each other for, like, 8 to 9 months. So his wife and my wife were in a wedding together, and they were bridesmaids, and they went
Wow.
on a bachelorette trip, and they were just like, like little things would spark, and my wife was like, "Oh yeah, like our cat's name's Lando." And then John's wife was just like, "Oh, our cat's name's Mando." And she's like from like the Mandalorian, she's like, "Yeah, my husband loves Star Wars." And then she's like, "My husband loves Star Wars." So it kept going back and forth, and then they kind of set us up to meet at the wedding a couple months after that, and like we were just homies ever since. Like I remember when
Yeah.
they were talking about, bringing out the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, as they kind of like walk in twos, like we're just like, yo, like when's the next, like when do we think like the next UCS set's gonna drop, and like what is it gonna be, like, so we're just being like real quiet.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was a great time. But I remember after we had a couple drinks and we're kind of pre-gaming before the wedding went on, and I was just like, "Yo, dude, if you ever want to go like live or like hop on a recording," because like, I mean, he just got done, running track in college, so I didn't know if he was like too prominent online with like his feelings for Star Wars or like his Lego collection and stuff like that. So I was like, "Bro, just hop on a stream with me and it'll be chill. Like, don't even worry about it." And then I believe like right before Christmas, I was just like, "Bro, we need to do this like full time." Cause like we just kind of figured it out and it just hit. So yeah, Clan Fett, that's what we do. His name is at the Boba Fett, and then Clan Brandolorian. Of course, Clan Fett exists, so we just kind of ran with that, and that's what it is, man. That's kind of how that started too. So yeah, live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time.
That is fantastic. That that's a fantastic story. Y'all getting hooked up through your your wives at a wedding. I love that.
Yeah, you
So
can't write it.
yeah, you are a collector, and a big part of the content that you do is Funko Pops and Legos. Have you always been a collector? Because I mean, obviously, I'm a collector as well, and have been for a very long time. So when did have you always been a collector, or is that something you kind of started later on?
Yeah, like, man, back in like 20, nah, I'd say like 2004 to 2006, especially like in that real good time era of like Revenge of the Sith, like those toys were everything. Like
Oh yeah,
I like we
oh
all
yeah,
know this. Um, man, I got a huge haul for Christmas, so that was like when the collecting started, and I had like every single Hasbro figure that they dropped for Revenge of the Sith, except for like
oh
five.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we had all that. Growing up and kind of like moving a lot, I ended up like not getting everything back. So my wife bought me the Boba Fett helmet, the Lego helmet, just right outside of the camera here, and that was in 2021. So that started the entire collecting and all the plastic that's behind me. So yeah, so since 2021, I've been really like into it, and I've actually
Yeah.
kind of calmed down this last year. Family really hooks me up at Christmas, so that's like when everything kind of comes alive for me on the collecting side. So
Yeah.
yep, it's that's kind of when that started. So like the last 5 years have been going pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, do you have, and this is an impossible question, I know, but do you have a favorite piece?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So Lego, my favorite piece it's right at the bottom of the screen, just right here. It's the UCS Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
That's I w- like there's even video, like I posted the video on my story at Christmas time. I ended up getting it, and I was holding back tears so hard, man, because like I've
Yeah,
always
dude.
wanted this set since I've been, collecting Lego, and I've always wanted a really tough build. And like I have a few UCS
That's
sets,
a
and
tough build, trust me.
yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. So I absolutely loved everything about it, and now it's kinda like I can rest easy now understanding that I have that set, and that's the one I've always wanted, since, Lego Star Wars was a thing for me, and
Yeah.
yeah, in my opinion, that's the best Lego Star Wars set of all time. So having it, being able to build it, was amazing. But the Jabba
Yeah.
sail barge, the UCS Jabba sail barge that just came out 2 a year and a half ago. That was that's my second piece right there. It's in close second. That's my baby too. But yeah, so those two right there, man, for sure.
Is there a Lego set out there that already exists that you don't have that's like bucket list?
Oh yeah. So for the sequel fans out there, the Poe Dameron's Black One, his black and orange X-Wing, bro, best X-Wing of all time. I'm just gonna say that, in my opinion, but oh my god, it's amazing. But
Oh
I
yeah.
can't find it unless it's sealed on eBay for 130 plus. And some of the people in the Lego community are like, bro, that's gonna shoot up even more. So now I'm getting pressured into going on eBay and just buying one, and it's like, damn it. So that is number one on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah. What's a UCS set that they haven't made that you're just like that you really would want them to?
Man, that's a great question. So I feel like it would kind of be a cheap way to say, but I mean, we did get the UCS X-Wing in 2023, and I would love to have Poe's Black One as a UCS, but they just made that X-Wing. So it'd really just essentially be changing up colorways, and some of the wings are a little different. That would be cool, but man, that's such a good question. I think a UCS like Ewok Village would be
Ooh,
amazing. Like
okay.
UCS, like I'm talking maybe to minifigure scale, this would be massive. But I mean, if you can
Yeah.
build a UCS Death Star, a UCS Falcon, like you can like things to extreme sizes. I think UCS Venator, that's another good one. I feel like you could really make a UCS like Ewok Village, even though I feel like they'd lean more Master Builder series, just dumbed down a little bit, lots of minifigures. That would be really sweet. Or yeah, maybe like a UCS Kylo Ren's shuttle, that would be cool. That'd be really cool, or like
Yeah.
a TIE silencer. I feel like you kinda dive into some of those sets that haven't been made at a UCS size, but yeah, those are just you got the wheels turning a little bit. There's a lot I'd love to see.
An Ewok village would be dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I hadn't even thought about that when I wrote this question down. I was like, it's probably going to be a vehicle, but they've made. I mean, there's a lot of UCS sets out there now, and I loved the Death Star that they put out last year. I know a lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
didn't, but I mean, I love the playset style at UCS scale. So yeah, an
Yeah.
Ewok village would be dope, or maybe like a Cloud City
Ooh, yeah.
would be cool
That would be
too.
fire.
But
Damn.
we I know you were talking on your stream this past Sunday, and I definitely told you in the chat that we were going to bring this up because y'all were talking about Ahsoka season 2,
Ah, yeah.
and you guys were talking about a lot of theories about Ahsoka season 2, and Ahsoka season 1 is one of my like favorite Star Wars projects, and so I'm definitely looking forward to season 2. Like, what are some of the biggest theories that you're feeling for season 2?
Mm. I feel like if you asked me a month ago, I'd be like, Abeloth's coming, like 100%. But I feel like that's kind of fizzling out, and I don't know if it's intentional or not, because that could be like the big surprise. Because I mean, I know there's things in The Mandalorian and Grogu that are being just kept under wraps. That way it's like, "Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god, like this is happening."
for
Um,
sure.
and with that movie, I feel like we don't even have an inkling of an idea of what's gonna happen. So, I think
Yeah,
that movie is gonna be awesome, and I think that's kinda what they're doing with Ahsoka season 2. And I was kinda surprised to see a lot of people kinda like, this isn't like Filoni's best work and stuff like that, and I'm just like, "Yo, dude, Ahsoka season 1 checked every box for me." I got a little bit of horror in there. As a Star Wars fan,
me
I
too.
love seeing horror. I'm a huge, Halloween guy. I love, Friday the 13th. I love it all. But I got some zombies in there, some stormtrooper zombies. Love that. That's insane. So I mean, I'm just like, nah, dude. Like, I loved everything about it. You got good lightsaber battles. We left the galaxy. Are you kidding me? Like George
Yeah,
Lucas's main galaxy, and we left that. Are you kidding me? So yeah, Ahsoka season 2, I'm super hyped. I do think though that it's gonna be, since I mean we know there's gonna be a lot of Anakin, so I think my biggest like for sure theory is it's just like we're really gonna dive into placement. And what I mean by that is like where Ahsoka's like journey goes, where Anakin's journey goes, where Balin's journey goes. I feel like they're the next three um, wielders of the Force. I feel like they're going to be the ones that kind of ride off in the Mortis sunset together. Those are going to be the three, and I feel like that's what they're really setting up. And so I think that's probably going to be my favorite theory is just seeing how they all, find their place and what their purpose is.
yeah. I mean, I find it kind of convenient too because everybody's talking about Ahsoka is gonna essentially become the daughter, and as much as I love that idea, I'm also like, is this also just Dave's way of never killing her?
Yep.
Because Ahsoka is obviously Dave's like greatest creation. That
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think he'll ever have it in him to kill her off. So I think which it makes sense for the story, so I'm fine with
Yeah.
it. Because in Clone Wars, the daughter saved her life and everything like that, and then you've had Morai, the little owl, following
Hmm.
her around ever since then. So I mean, it makes sense for the story, but I'm also like, is this just Dave's way of not ever having an excuse to never kill her? You can
Yep.
write her out of the story and bring her in if you need her, but she doesn't have to be there. But she's not dead because everybody's always like, "When's Ahsoka gonna die?" And I'm like, I don't think she's gonna.
Probably won't.
You know?
Like when she was speaking to Ray on Exegol, it's like she was probably speaking from like the world between worlds. Like let's be real.
Yeah,
When Dave got granted the head of Lucasfilm, I was just like, "Oh god, here comes Ahsoka season 38." I know it. It's getting written right
yeah,
now. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think, and I don't think this is like a controversial take or anything. I don't think Ahsoka leaves Peridia.
Nah. She's
I
there.
don't I
I'm sure
don't
she
think
is.
I don't think she comes back to the main galaxy. And I don't think Balin does either. I think I think Sabine will come back. I think Shin will come back, and I think Huyang will probably come back.
Yep.
But Balin and Ahsoka, I think they're staying there. Which I mean, the only thing that I'm worried about with her coming back is Dave still has his movie coming up, and I'm curious, can he make a movie without her in it?
That's a great question because, like, now that I think about it, it's like, okay, Ahsoka accepted her immortality or her, not because it's not her fate. Like, I don't think she's gonna die, but she's just gonna be immortal. So she's just gonna accept that role into the
Yeah,
forever. So yeah, it's like is she gonna speak to is she gonna have, like, moments where she speaks to Ezra or Sabine, kinda like how, old Ben did to Luke? Like, that would be cool.
Yeah,
Like, that's cool,
yeah,
but I think she could be kinda like a key player in the background. But, yeah, if you're gonna have that kinda endgame style, at least if you're leaving Ahsoka out, this is, like, where you bring in Cal Kestis. Like, this is where you really throw in
yes,
Cameron
dude,
Monaghan, and it's like, oh, his first live action appearance is in this Mandoverse Endgame movie. Yeah, I
yeah,
think everyone's gonna be just okay with that. So,
yeah.
and we
Which
know
I mean,
the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I mean,
So
the kind of Mandoverse in game movie is like that's the thing that I'm looking forward to most. Like,
yeah.
Mando and Grogu are gonna be there. Bo Katan will probably be there. Boba Fett will probably be there. Your entire live action Rebels crew will be there, and you're all fighting Thrawn. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, the your Thrawn's going to Dathomir, so who knows what he's cooking up over there. More zombies probably, and
Yeah.
you're gonna have this big battle to kind of end the New Republic, era of Star Wars. I'm so down for that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool to look at the New Republic because, I mean, even in, like, Mando season 3, you really get to see how flawed they are. Like, they have no idea what
Yeah,
they're doing. It's kinda like the First Order. I mean, they are
yeah,
not the Empire whatsoever, and, people are like, "Oh, the First Order was so lame," and it's like, yeah, it was lame on purpose. It's kinda like the New Republic
yep,
to the
yep,
Resistance, or not the Resistance, but to the Rebels, so it's
yeah,
it's on purpose. They don't have the
yeah,
resources that they used to, and I mean, I would love to see Leia in the Mandoverse because these are tough times for her. She's a new mother. She has the entire like Rebel Alliance on her shoulders. Like she's the one pretty much orchestrating everything. She's the head of the New Republic. So, having big players like Mon Mothma back, that's really cool. Especially after seeing Andor season 2 and Rogue One, like we know where she ends up, and it's just like it's not a good place right now. So, and that's what I really love about the Mandoverse. To be fair, I
yeah,
think out of Star Wars in its entirety, I think my favorite timeline is the Mandoverse because you have
yeah,
all of these players. I mean, you might have like Boba Fett on the end of his like or past his prime. But you have like so many new cool characters like Fennec, Cobb Vanth,
yep,
the Cal Kestis can still be right there. I mean, Din Djarin is amazing. Bo Katan, I feel like this is prime Bo Katan. Like Clone Wars Bo Katan, I feel like she was figuring things
for
out,
sure.
and maybe like Rebels, she's like entering the prime. But I really think that Bo Katan is like in her prime, and of course
Yep,
Grogu, like whether you like it
yeah,
or not or have that Grogu fatigue like we're mentioning in the live this last Sunday, he's the future of Star Wars. I don't really
yeah,
think it's Rey. I feel like they have a lot of story to tell with her, but Grogu is that's how you go forward 500 years is with Grogu, and he's going to be
yeah,
older, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, like here's Yoda 2.0 and this is who we're following. But we've never, I mean, outside of Anakin Skywalker and parts of Luke and Leia, you don't ever grow up with a Star Wars character. So I think
yeah.
if we see Grogu at this age and, grow into an adult in his years, that I mean, we just grew up with the character essentially. So we knew him since he wasn't even talking. And then it's going to
Yeah.
be insane to see, like even how they like form his voice, what he should sound like. That idea is going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, dude, Mandoverse, sign me up, man. I love it so much.
Yeah, I mean, talking about growing up with a character, I would definitely throw Ahsoka into that category as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, and we're talking about this, this Mandoverse kind of team up movie, and we're talking about Din Djarin and Grogu and Boba and Fennec and Bo Katan and Cal Kestis possibly, and the crew from Rebels, and we're not even, I mean, we're really not even considering the fact that you could have all of those characters and you could also potentially have Luke, Leia,
Yep.
Han, appear in this movie, which is just crazy to me. And I'm a big supporter, and I think it's time to re- recast that main trio, or at least
Yeah.
lean on having Alden Ehrenreich there to play Han and Billy Lord to play Leia, and finding somebody to be your new Luke.
Yeah.
I think it's time for that. That way, at the very least, I'm not saying we have to have 500 more stories with that those main characters that have been around for 50 years, but that way, if you do need them or want to use them, you can, and it's not the weird like deep. As good as the deep fake thing looks, all they can really do is like stand still and recite dialogue. They can't
Yeah.
really they can't really do anything super crazy because it can't keep up. But
Yeah, true.
I do definitely think it's time to either recast them or lean on the people you've already cast. Like Billy Lord is right there, the daughter of Carrie Fisher. She would work just. I think would not have any issue having her be Leia in the Mandoverse movie, and I think people would be fine with it. I think
Yeah, I would.
If Alden Ehrenreich showed up as Han Solo in that movie, he's aged a little bit since Solo, so it would
So
work.
yep.
And then finding somebody, whoever it may be, to be, your new Luke. And, I don't think they need to be the main characters in that movie or anything, but you need to be focusing on Din Djarin and the Ghost crew and Bo-Katan and whoever. But yeah, I mean, I do definitely think that movie, I think, could be something like unlike we've ever seen before in Star
Yeah,
Wars, like
it
for
really could
sure.
be. Yeah,
But
it is a really, really good timeline, and, like, that's how it ends, man. I mean, I feel like we named maybe a fourth of the characters that could show up, even adding Luke
yeah,
and Han and
yeah,
Leia. I mean,
yeah,
goodness, I mean, you still have, Ezra that we didn't mention, you still have, um, man, goodness. So yeah, like Zeb, like so many of those characters. But then on the flip
yeah,
side, it's like Thrawn, obviously, like from the set leaks for Ahsoka season 2, like the sketches, like we have Enoch who's gonna have like a uh Night
yeah,
Sister magic weapon of some sort. So he's gonna be,
yeah,
in combat, which is gonna be badass. Um a, a load of freaking night trooper zombies and night sisters all at their disposal pretty much, but they have to have a dark side style character resurrected or created. So I mean, you can look back at Savage Opress, you take this scrawny Zabrak and you beef him up with magic, and I mean, it's not like Mother Talzin, which she's up there, but you have these great mothers from Peridia. So what kind
yeah,
of ancient magic do they have and can they use in this main galaxy? So maybe they can create like this super guy or super lady that is like the bad one, or they unleash Abeloth. That's what I could see too as well. Like that, you got to have like a big purpose because it can't just be Thrawn and Enoch and zombies. You have to have more than that because throw Cal Kestis, throw Ezra out there, they're going to be able to take care of the zombies. And Thrawn, what is he going to do in combat? We've seen him, pull the trigger on a blaster a couple times. That's not scaring anyone. He has to operate something. So I feel
yeah.
like there has to be another big bad alongside another key player for them to kind of even out the playing field. So yeah, dude, it could be very interesting.
I mean, unless these great mothers are like packing more heat than even Mother Talzin, and they can just come in and do something crazy just themselves. I mean, even if you leave Ahsoka on Peridia, you got to talk about Ezra, Sabine, Cal, Luke. You've got four pretty heavy hitter force users. Even if you don't
Hmm.
even count Sabine, because she's just but Ezra, Cal, and Luke. I mean, you got to be bringing some heat to deal with the three of them. So
Or somehow like Moff Gideon's clone survived, and now you have like four Moff Gideons running around that are force sensitive. Could you imagine? Ah, I love Star Wars.
oh, yeah, and I mean, I didn't even think about Grogu. So Grogu, Luke,
Yeah,
Cal, and Ezra. So I mean, you've got four.
yeah. They're
And if you count Sabine as like a half, you've got like four and a half, maybe heavy hitters with the force.
yeah, they gotta
Yeah,
bring
you got to be
someone
doing
in.
something. What do you think about? Did you hear the rumor that they were gonna do Abeloth, but it was gonna be Natalie Portman?
Dude, that would be freaky, although at the same time, it's like, like that could be a reach, but
Yeah,
that would be insane. Mike from A Guy Who Loves Star Wars, he had a really good point. Like Abeloth, if she was like a thing, maybe Anakin, Ahsoka, Sabine, they all see Abeloth differently. Of course, she takes a
yeah,
form of,
yeah,
other creatures, or maybe she takes over Shin's body. I mean, Shin is the perfect vessel for an
yeah,
Abeloth style character. I mean, I didn't see Megan too, but I mean, the way she was in that, horror movie, a freaky movie, she could play the part. So I think it would be
yeah,
really cool to see maybe her be the vessel, and maybe Anakin sees Abeloth as Padme. It
yeah,
shrinks him down, or
yeah,
and just like the Mortis flashbacks, like Anakin saw his mom, Obi-Wan saw Qui-Gon, like that's kind
yeah,
of how they're like playing tricks with him, and she's a part of that anthology there. So
yeah,
excuse me. So maybe, and he also mentioned like maybe Sabine sees Kanan, from
yeah,
Abeloth, and then Ahsoka sees, I couldn't remember who he mentioned, but maybe it was just like a Kanan style character, or she saw a version of Anakin that she, once knew long
yeah,
before. So it could be confusing for everyone, but I think that would be so cool. Or like even
yeah,
if she got to the main galaxy, I mean, goodness, could you imagine all like the terror that she could bring on our legacy
yeah,
characters and kind of weaken them to a sense? Be pretty crazy,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't even thought about that idea of like everybody seeing her differently and like a different, person from the past or something that haunts you,
Hmm.
kind of being that would be crazy. And you'd really get to lean into the like psychological effect that could take on, some of these
Oh
characters.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to Ahsoka season 2. I'm looking forward to everything in the Mandoverse. I think by the time this episode comes out, uh, Mando and Grogu will have either already come out or about to come out. So if it's already out, we probably loved it. Um, I can't see into the future, obviously, but what? Speaking of Star Wars being back in theaters, rightfully so. I think where it belongs. What is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Man, it's Revenge of the Sith. I won't even waste your time. That's the one. That's the one for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, it being a prequels kid, it's hard to argue with Revenge of the Sith. I mean,
Yeah.
it took over the world for a brief amount of time. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing the marketing for Revenge of the Sith. It was just absolutely crazy.
It was
Um,
quite the time, man. I
but
miss it. I miss it so much.
me too. Me too. We're talking about Ahsoka season 2, but what is your favorite of the shows? Because there are so many now between animation and live action, and Disney Plus really has just kicked that into a whole new gear.
Which shout out Disney Plus, because us growing up, we had 6 films and like a non-canon just as of like the Disney purchase. Um '03 Clone Wars. So we had, 6 to 7 projects. So
Yeah,
yeah, dude, ooh, I think my favorite show, it has to be The Mandalorian. I mean, that's kind of what
yeah,
kicked me back into going crazy again for Star Wars. It was new, it was really refreshing, and I don't think anything that I've ever seen, even outside of Breaking Bad, which I think is the greatest TV show of all time, I don't think there's a fresher start to a television series than The Mandalorian. It starts really, really well, and it doesn't waste any time. It world builds it. You understand the characters, and I mean, the more I think about it, and of course, I was with you guys for the first 2 episodes on your Discord stream, and I was just like, "Damn, dude, I gotta like rewatch these again on my own time," because it's amazing to capture the moments all over again. So
yeah,
shout out to you on that too for going through that series right now. I know it's fitting with the Mandalorian and Grogu coming out, but man, it's so, so, so good, man. It's so good.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think like if you think about the eras of Star Wars, like obviously you have, the original film that kind of kickstarted it all, and then the prequels. Phantom Menace kind of kickstarted an era for Star Wars, and then you have Force Awakens that kind of kickstarted its era, and then I think Mando deserves to be in that conversation of like things that kick off a new generation or a new era of Star Wars for sure. And I mean, I love that. Now obviously we're talking about how the Mandalorian connects to all this other stuff, but that first season, or really the first like season and a half, I mean, it's like it was 100% like carving its own path.
Oh yeah.
And you didn't really start seeing Boba Fett and Ahsoka and Bo-Katan and all that kind of stuff start popping up until, you know, about, kind of midway through season two. But, I mean, it would have been very easy for them to make that show and have all these Easter eggs and connections and characters and stuff like that. But they really, I think, did a good job letting Din Djarin become his own character to the point where he can stand in a scene with Boba Fett and Bo-Katan and Ahsoka and Luke even, and us be like, okay, this is still his show.
Yeah. That's a good
You
point.
know?
That's a really good point you bring up.
Yeah, I mean, I, Mando. I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think it's a hot take to say that he is like one of the modern faces of Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Depending on what area you come from, because I mean we're prequel guys, but um nah, dude, like it when you think of Star Wars, I mean, of course, if you go to Walmart or Target or any of those stores, you're just like, yeah, the Mandalorian. And just wait until I is it in 2 weeks or next week or something, the Mandalorian and Grogu Lego wave comes out. So that's like wave one. There's like a whole nother wave that's coming out in July and August. So it's yes, right now they're 1000% the face of Star Wars. I mean, you can kind
we're
of
already
grow the
we're already
kingdom.
getting we're already getting action figures for the new movie. So
Dude, those now that you've pointed that out, I would have never been able to like tell what those were, but I mean, dude, the new boxes go crazy. Insane. The white, oh my god. It's so
with
nice,
the
dude.
with the first edition sticker on them, yeah, dude, these
Man,
go. I was so happy to find this, like, and the
dude.
fact, and we have merch before the movie comes out. I can't tell you the last time a Star Wars project has come out and we have stuff in hand before it drops. Like
Yeah,
we were
dude.
like we were like we were still getting skeleton crew figures like 6 months after the show had come out. So
The
to have this stuff already, I'm so happy.
It's insane, and that's another great point you bring up because the Cobb Vanth speeder, like, this is my favorite set so far that's come out this year, and this was 4 years ago, and it just came
Yeah,
out in January. What are we
yeah,
doing? Like,
yeah,
it's so weird how they can decide to you
yeah.
know, put out merch and toys before the movie comes out, but that also speaks volumes too. Do they know that this movie is gonna rock at the box office? Do they know it's gonna be a huge push for Disney? Because in my opinion, of course, the positive guy that I am, I want all Star Wars to succeed, but I just don't
Yes.
see a world where this just is not the movie of the year. And I know there's so many great movies coming out. Like even earlier, I saw the Backrooms trailer, and I'm like, damn, that's coming out in May. Like, wow. But like,
This is a
there's so
big year
many.
for movies, dude.
It's a massive year, and I like. Is Spider-Man coming out this year as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and see,
Spider-Man Brand New Day, Avengers Doomsday, Dune Part 3. We've already had Project Hail Mary come out this year, which was insane. Super Mario Galaxy comes out like tomorrow, I think, is the time of
oh shit,
recording this. Like, yeah, I mean, this
damn.
Supergirl, the Supergirl trailer dropped earlier today. Like, this is going to be a crazy year for movies. I don't know if Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be the movie of the year, but in my mind, it will be. It
Yeah.
absolutely will be.
And that's me just being the big Star Wars guy that I am, because I don't watch Marvel or DC or any of that, so, like, I never understand the hype, but that's just me respecting it from the outside because
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about, when it comes to those things, but I'm just like, "Dude, who's better than Mando and Grogu?" You know what I'm saying? Like, who's better than them?
I
You can't tell me
mean,
nobody.
they look pretty solid to me. I mean,
Yeah,
they
man.
look like they're ready to rock. So, yeah, I mean, I'm already trying to figure out like how early I can see the movie and like who I'm going with and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, Star Wars being back in theaters, I'm so excited, dude. Like I
Yeah.
cannot wait. But who who would you say is your favorite Star Wars character?
Um, we got to go with the GOAT Jedi of all time. There's no one better. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. That's my favorite character. But depending on the day, it could be Boba Fett. So Boba Fett and Obi-Wan have this like real close little back and forth action to where I'm just like, yeah, today, yeah, Boba Fett's the GOAT. And then I'm like, Obi-Wan is just he's really him, he's one of one. But yeah, so those are my two. They interchange all the time. Uh Anakin slash Vader's a close three. And yeah, so for the most part, yeah, today we're going with Obi-Wan. That's my guy.
What I gotta ask, since Obi Wan's your favorite character, what did you think of that Disney Plus show? Because I mean, some people loved it and some people didn't.
Yeah, dude, I absolutely loved it. I was just the way they started with the kind of like the prequel real quick kind of like montage, kind of setting the tone. Um I thought it was great. I do think, like it's easy to look at it as a letdown because it's just like in this like what's going on with Obi-Wan during these times? Like there's Legends books, kind of going over what Obi-Wan's going through and stuff, but it's just like if you think like in a canon sense, like what would Obi-Wan be doing? He's living a super boring life. He's supposed to watch over a kid that he doesn't even see every day, and he's only supposed to watch him from a distance. So, like, if you ask me, like, that sounds awful, So,
Yeah,
like, what could be going on? So I think the way that they actually made a story out of it, was pretty cool. Like Deborah Chow did an amazing job. And plus, like, it brought Ewan and Hayden back together. And outside of them
yeah,
two alone getting that, reunion, like we all got to see that on screen, and that was just insane. Like that was like one of my favorite summers ever was when Kenobi dropped in. But
yeah.
yeah, I absolutely loved it, man.
I will say I found a an edit of that show that like puts it into like a 2.5 hour movie and
Oh, the
watched that
Patterson
the
the
other day.
Patterson cut?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that the other day because I watched the show when it came out, but I hadn't rewatched it since. And somebody was telling me about the Patterson cut, and I found it and I watched it, and I was like, "Holy cow! This show is a lot better than I remember."
Mm,
So, yeah,
yeah.
dude, I definitely I love Obi Wan as a character. He's probably trying to think. He's definitely in my top 10. He may be in my top 5. But yeah, I love Obi-Wan, and Ewan added so much to that character. He really made that character what it
Yeah,
is.
dude.
And shout out to James Arnold Taylor, who voices him in
Oh,
all the
yeah.
animation and stuff too, because he added quite a bit to that character as well. But
Mhm.
do you there's a lot, so this is going to be a hard thing to choose, but do you have a favorite Star Wars video game?
Yeah, I suck at all of them.
Me
If it's
too.
not
It's okay.
I if it's not Call of Duty or 2K, I'm not good at the game. So,
Yeah,
but I love playing games. So basically, ooh man, I'm not even gonna say Battlefront 2 because I'm just so bad at it that I can't even
me
enjoy it.
too. Yeah,
I really do like the Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. Those are really fun. I play those on easy. That way I can really get the story down because that's what I do the first gameplay. And
me
if I
too.
want to go back, yeah, if I want to go back and like kind of I do love a challenge. I'm a very competitive person, so I like to, kind of go hard at times, so I'm, like, trying to figure out, like, different fighting techniques and stuff like that, but, yeah, I'd probably have to go with those, and then, the one that's always super, comfort to play is the Lego Star Wars games, and I really do like the Skywalker Saga. It's new, you got newer ships, the pieces look better, and, I mean, you can't take away the nostalgia factor from the complete saga, but this one, the Skywalker Saga is really good, man, really good.
I'm a complete saga. I'm a complete saga kid. You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't even. Honestly, if I were to look at like hours played, that has to be the game with the most hours in. It has to be. I don't know how it could be anything else.
Mhm. Yeah, dude,
But there, yeah. I
that
mean,
was a good one.
I'm curious. Do you have a Star Wars hot take? Because I feel like everybody's got one. And I mean, you like the. Is there something that you say that you really like or don't like that people are like, oh my gosh, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say it's a hot take just because it's just like it's not really a hot take because it's just like it's I don't know, it's just like a super, like, mellow opinion, but, like, Star Wars Rebels is just, like, not my favorite whatsoever. Like, I think the story is really good, but it's just I think between the animation style and how it's just like, "Oh, we're going through this problem. Okay, by the end of the episode, everything will be just fine until we get to this new problem." And, I mean, that's Star Wars all like, even some of the movies do that. So that like,
Yeah,
that's really not even anything more than just like a little nitpick, but I mean, I'll still watch Rebels hours on end, but it's just
yeah.
not my favorite. So I guess that's my hot take. Um, I guess, yeah. I always used to say like The Last Jedi was like a top 5 Star Wars movie, but I feel like that's really not even a hot take as well, just because I feel like a lot of people now are kind of like when you look at it as a film by itself, it's phenomenal. But if you want to say it's like terrible because it doesn't really like fit in with Star Wars, it's just like, okay, like I get that side of it too, but it's
Yeah.
all about perspective, I guess. But I always love those videos where it's just like, okay, what's your Star Wars hot take? Like at a convention, and they're like, look, Anakin Skywalker is the worst Jedi of all time, and it's like, whoa, like it gets that quick buzz and stuff, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
and for me, I'm just always like, I wanna hear you cook. Like, let me know, because I
yeah,
mean, hot takes are always fun, but, I don't
yeah.
want anyone coming at me crazy because I don't like Rebels, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Hey, you know what? Everybody is entitled to their opinion here.
True, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I
am
I think it's
I
I
am
think it's all fun.
yeah. But I got
You
a
got a hot
game.
take? What's your hot take?
Oh gosh, what's my
You
hot
got one?
take? Oh gosh. Yeah, I feel like I probably have a bunch.
Don't cancel yourself, okay? Don't do that.
I you know what? I don't care. I'll send it. I don't it doesn't matter. You gotta have something worth canceling to be canceled. But I honestly my hottest take is probably that I think Rogue One and Andor are just like fine. Like everybody that's like Andor is like the greatest Star Wars thing ever made. I'm like, cool. I just
Yeah,
I didn't feel like it was for me. It did, and I think part of that is because it is the project that feels the least Star Wars, in my opinion, and that's fine. I'm glad that they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
things that feel different than what people assume Star Wars should feel like, and that's great. And I hope they keep doing it.
Yes.
But that particular avenue that they went down just was not for me.
That's valid. It's valid.
And I mean that's probably my hottest take. I enjoyed both of those projects, but it's not my favorite Star Wars project ever made.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy
But
too that after all of that, Cassian Andor has like the 3rd most screen time as a Star Wars character after all that. Isn't that
yeah,
insane? Like there's so much Star Wars that doesn't involve Cassian Andor, but like screen time, it's
yeah.
just crazy, bro. Like that's insane.
If you
But
look, yeah,
I
like
understand it.
yeah, Yeah, like if you look at the timeline, he's like the tiniest little blip on the timeline, but he's got the third most screen time out of
Yeah,
anybody ever.
it's
Yeah, that's
nuts, dude.
bizarre. That's bizarre. Um, I have a game. I have two games actually. We're gonna do the one that we've played on every episode before, but then we're gonna try out a new game.
Sweet.
But so the first one is your tried and true blind ranking because those are always fun. And we're talking a lot about the Mandalorian, so you will be blind ranking bounty hunters
Mm,
in Star Wars. You've got
mm.
spaces 1 through 5. So I'm just gonna give you 5 bounty hunters, and you're gonna list them where you think they should go.
Let's do it.
All right. I would give you Din Djarin, but I feel like that's too easy, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give you Django Fett. We were talking about Boba
Django.
Fett earlier, but I'll give you Django first.
Mm. I got ooh, talking straight bounty hunters. See, I even got to write them down on my phone. Django. We got to put Django at 2. Got to put Django at 2.
Okay. All
Why
right.
would Count Dooku I won't explain every character, but why would Count Dooku want this template for a million clones? That way they could wipe out the Jedi. You
Yeah.
gotta pick the baddest man in the galaxy. You know, why didn't
Gotta
Dooku clone himself? You know what I'm saying? So
gotta put
there we
respect on
go.
his name. Gotta put respect on his name. We're depending on when this comes out, we've either already seen him or are about to see him in Mandalorian and Grogu. What about Imbo?
Embo, yeah.
He
Clone
was
Wars
really
legend.
cool. He was really cool in like an episode or two of Clone Wars, but we really haven't seen that much of him. But man, the stuff that we have seen is really cool.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just like, we haven't seen him that much, but, like, I'm a huge Quinlan Voss guy, and, like, how many times have we seen him? You know what I'm saying? I'll glaze for Quinlan all day, like, that's my
Yeah.
guy. I'll go to war for him, but, Embo, ooh, we'll put at 4 because I don't know what you're
Okay.
gonna throw at me here.
All right. Arguably, who I think should be number one, but we'll see what you think. I'll give you Cad Bane.
Ooh, with Django at 2, I gotta put Cad Bane at 3.
All right, all right. Now I'm curious. Now I'm curious who in your mind tops Django.
I
I
know,
feel like I know, but I don't know.
I gotta see what these last 2 are. I mean, this is gonna be insane. Probably
So
gonna hit me with like a yeah, go ahead.
you've got all you've got left is number 1 and number 5.
Ah, such a
So we
terrible
we got
place to be.
we gotta be careful. What about a newer character? I feel like, but Finnick Shand.
Hey, I love me some Fennec, but Fennec's gotta go at 5. Fennec 5.
All
Love
right.
Fennec. Shout out Ming Na Wen. Awesome character.
Yes. One of the only people to be in Star Wars, Marvel, and a Disney princess, which is crazy to
Ah,
me.
that is crazy.
Crazy to me.
What did she do in Marvel?
She was one of the leads of Agents of Shield.
And what's that a part of? Captain
I
America?
mean,
Shield?
uh, n- well, yeah, but I mean, it was
Okay.
a show on ABC
Ah,
that
okay.
ran
See,
for like.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I mean, she was a lead in that. She voiced Mulan and played Fennec Shand in The Mandalorian. So yeah, no, Ming Na is definitely. But so that means your number one spot. We'll see if you find this fitting or not. Is Din Djarin?
Ugh. Nah. Din's
No.
gotta Din I would say Din is like Din I think Din is better than Embo. I think Din's better than Fennec. I don't think he's better than Django nor Cad Bane.
So who
Yeah.
who who did you have in your mind that would have topped Django? Is it Boba?
Yeah, it would be Boba.
Okay.
And I think it's a close like 1 and 2, like, like father, like son,
Okay.
but yeah. And plus, I mean, it kinda they can both be better at certain things, but I mean, if he's a unaltered clone of Django, he better be at least as good as Django, if not
Yeah.
better. So, I feel
Yeah.
like maybe, unless we got like a Django backstory and got to see what he was going through, I feel like, you know, Boba lived during like a more rough time. You had the Empire and you had a lot of people going against the Empire, underground syndicates and things that weren't supposed to go on. And you got Boba, Darth Vader wanted, the toughest bounty hunter that was out there, and that was Boba Fett. So
Yeah.
I feel like you got to give him his flowers.
I will say, if you want Django backstory, there's a video game that came out. I want to think right around the same time as Attack of the Clones. That kind of shows his backstory and shows him getting recruited by Dooku and all that other fun stuff. But it just got remastered and re-released on the PS4 a couple
Oh,
years ago.
yeah.
So,
Is it just,
but
isn't it just Bounty Hunter Jango Fett? Isn't that what it's called?
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's a pretty good Django backstory. But all
Dope.
right,
Yeah.
we're gonna so let's go through the so you put Finnick at 5, Imbo at 4, Cad Bane at 3, Django at 2, and Din Djarin at 1. Obviously we're talking about how Mando would probably move down if Boba Fett had been there. But
Yeah.
overall not bad. Not bad.
It's solid. Solid.
Solid. Solid. Um so we are going to try out a new game, and shout out to my friends Laney and Noah from the Light Force Pod. We're gonna
Woo, woo,
borrow
woo,
this
woo.
game from them, or at least this is the first place I saw it. I don't know if they came up with it or if they stole it from somebody else. But this is called Tower of Nerds, and basically what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come up with a prompt for you, and you are gonna come up with one for me, and it could be as easy as characters with blue lightsabers, or it could be something totally more challenging, and we're going to take turns guessing characters, and if I guess a character that fits in the category you have for me, you're going to tell me, and then whoever has enough characters to guess their category first wins.
I see. Okay. I see. I see.
So I already have a prompt in mind because I knew ahead of time that we were going to do this. But I will give you a few minutes to come up, a minute or two to come up with something. But we will essentially take turns trying to use characters and connect the dots to figure out what the prompt is from the other person.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
I'm curious how this might go. We are test driving this, so if you never see this game show up on this show again, it's because it went terribly. Um, Either, and if it goes terribly, it's probably because I explained it wrong. But we will go with that and see what happens. But whenever you've got something, we and like I say, it can be simple, it can be complicated. You just have to be able to tell me, does the character I'm guessing fit that prompt? And as I guess characters, I'm gonna write down whether they are a yes or a no to help me try to like figure out what idea you've got.
Yeah. Let me get some characters written down real quick.
But I've got one that I think is not super challenging. So hopefully you can string enough characters together to guess what I've come up with.
Hmm. Hmm, hmm.
This could get pretty interesting. probably should have like slightly explained this game before we hit record, but that's okay.
It's all good, bro.
That's okay. That's a part of live recording.
uh, I have to double check a fact here.
Okay. Hopeful. I don't think I should
Okay.
have to fact check anything for mine, but if you've got something, we will start guessing characters, and as the guest, I will let you ask first.
Okay. So pretty much you just want me to name off a character from the certain category that I have in mind, correct?
No, you're trying to guess the category I have for you. So you're gonna say a character, and I'm gonna tell you whether or not they fit that category or not, and you're trying to figure out what my category for you is.
Okay. Um, let's go Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You can have Obi-Wan Kenobi, yes.
Okay.
You can absolutely have Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
Can I have Mando Din Djarin?
No.
Okay.
I'm hoping this isn't a brain buster for you. I don't want you sitting here thinking for a long time. I feel like it's
That's
kind
okay.
of specific, but maybe we'll figure it out.
We'll see.
Mm, let's go Kanan Jars.
No, you cannot have Kanan.
Okay. Okay.
Can I have Maul?
No.
Okay.
This feels like Battleship, kind of like F7.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Let's go Ahsoka Tano.
You can have Ahsoka. Can have Ahsoka. Oh gosh, I need to get some yeses here. Can I get can I get Obi-Wan Kenobi?
You cannot.
Dang.
I'm hoping I didn't pick something too rough.
That's okay. If I can get a couple yeses, hopefully I can string it together, but we'll see.
Plo Koon.
You can have Plo Koon, absolutely. Oh gosh. Can I have Grievous?
No.
This is going horribly for me so far.
I might give I feel like if I okay, next go around I'll give you a hint, that way you can get a character and then we can go from there. I feel like
Okay,
I picked
give
something
me
way too specific.
giving me a crush in my own game. I love it.
Uh
Uh,
Ooh, General Grievous?
you can have Grievous, yes. Okay, can I get C3PO? Throw something totally different out there.
You cannot, but think of a character who said a very infamous line in Return of the Jedi.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay,
Anakin Skywalker?
you can have Anakin Skywalker, yes.
Okay, okay.
Now I'm trying to think of like what is an infamous line from Return of the Jedi.
Dave
Um,
Filoni said that this character would be in Ahsoka season 2. Confirmed.
that's not the direction I was going to go at all. Then,
And he
um,
will have a space war against Thrawn.
okay, so that's clearly Admiral Akbar.
Okay. Think
Okay,
of
so I can't.
Akbar.
Okay.
Yes, and that is a yes. So think of Akbar and what he could
Okay.
have
What else can
similar.
I attach to Akbar? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, can we throw Yoda in your category?
You can have Yoda.
Oh, okay. So
Uh,
the category I was thinking is not correct then. So okay. Now
you can have Yoda.
now I gotta keep going.
Okay. So I have Akbar. Can I have Princess Leia?
No.
Okay, so that rules out that. Okay, so it's not what I initially thought with Akbar, but that's okay. I
What
have
about
another idea.
Han Solo for your category?
You cannot have Han Solo. No,
Okay. Okay.
this is going to be random, but it's a connection that I don't know if it'll work or not. Can I have Kit Fisto?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I don't know if that gives it to me or not, but that gets me at least closer than I was.
You're cooking.
Okay, I think I might be.
Um Palpatine?
You can have Palpatine. See,
Okay.
now I'm trying to think of the category that I have in mind. I'm trying to think of who else would fit in it. Can I have Jar Jar?
Technically, yes.
Okay, I have an idea. I don't know if I'm gonna guess the category yet, but I have an idea cooking.
Are we able to guess the category if we think we know what it is?
Yes, you can
Okay.
absolutely guess it if you think you know it.
So is your category prequel era characters?
It is not.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
But since you guessed the category, I will also let you guess a character.
Let's Chimere.
You cannot have Chimera now. Oh gosh, who else would fit in what I think this is? I'm like looking around at all of the like action
Is
figures
it
and
in my
stuff, like trying
collection? Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to like spark my memory of like what characters could I even guess right now. Like I think I know what the category is, but I kind of want to make sure. And but I can't think of anything else that would help me get closer. Um, I don't know if I've guessed this already, but can I have Ahsoka?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
Can I have Padme?
You can. You can have Padme. You can have
Am I
Padme.
am I able to guess?
Sure.
Is these all characters that are in Revenge of the Sith?
It is not characters from Revenge of the
Oh,
Sith. Okay. Can I have Yoda?
to be honest, I guess we'll never know. So no.
Lovely. I have one more character in mind, and then I think I may guess, depending on what that answer is. But we'll see.
Bet. Uh, mm. What about Chewbacca?
You can have Chewbacca, actually. Yes, you can. You absolutely can have Chewbacca.
Hmm. Man, yeah.
Okay. Can I have Boss Nass?
Yes.
Okay. I think I got it.
Let's go ahead, man. What's your guess?
Is it characters that either live or breathe underwater?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I was like, man, it took me a while to like get one started, but once I connected Akbar and Kit Fisto, I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. I
That's
will
so
let
funny.
you. I will. Let's see. I'm trying to think of if I can. So who have I said yes to so far? Do you have them written down?
Yeah, so I accidentally shook my phone and I hit undo. So it was all Obi-Wan,
Okay.
General Grievous. There is Ahsoka, Palpatine, Yoda. If I already said Yoda. Um, and what was just the last one? Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. Okay, I'm trying to think who else I could give you. I'll say Thrawn would fit in this category as well. And I will let you keep guessing characters.
Would I don't know if I asked, but would Mace Windu fit this?
He would.
Damn it. Now I'm sitting there thinking, are these all characters with hair? You know what I'm saying? Uh damn.
I will say it's not as niche as characters with hair. I will say, uh, technically, Boba Fett would fit in this category. I will say, uh, Count Dooku would fit in this category.
Oh, so these are all just I know what the category it is. It's all characters of Star Wars. Duh.
It is not just characters from Star Wars.
Ah,
I'm trying to think if there's something that I could give you that would get you close. Um,
are these all
let's see.
characters that have their own signature ship? Because I feel like all of these characters have their own.
It is not a signature ship. I will give you another character and see if that helps. Um, Commander Cody would fit in this category.
Are these all characters that were in the Clone Wars?
No, but you're getting closer. I will say it has to do with um, the projects that they have been in.
Are these all characters that have been mentioned in the Bad Batch?
It is not, but you were like right there.
Are these all characters that are mentioned in Rebels?
No, I will say think of it maybe from a creative or behind the scenes standpoint. What types of projects have all of those characters been in? Or maybe what multiple types of projects have all of those characters been
They've all been in George's stories, not any
in? You're so
pre-Disney. They're all
close.
pre-Disney.
You're so close.
Oh.
You're like right there.
They've all been in projects in Star Wars that were made before 2005.
No.
Sure.
This might have been too challenging. I don't know.
No, maybe not, or just if anyone sees this in the comments, please don't hound me once again. Please don't, because they probably figured it out. By the time you said your third character.
I will
Ah,
say I will say before his appearance in the Book of Boba Fett, he would not have qualified, but after that appearance, Cad Bane would qualify.
okay. So these are all characters that have been live action and portrayed in animation or vice
There
versa?
you yes,
Jeez.
yes.
Oh,
Characters
I
that have been both live action and animated. Yes.
see, that was gonna be my very first or second guess, but I was like, "Nah, that's too easy." Damn,
I
man, that
love
took me
I
forever.
I love that something that originally was thought to be too easy was what made it so hard.
I know, and I'm over here like, "Dude, mine was way too complicated."
Hey, I love. Hey, you know what though? I liked it as soon as I could attach Akbar and Kit Fisto, man, I had it. I was
Yeah,
like,
the that's
because
awesome, man.
you get I got Akbar, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's rebels, and then I said Leia, and you said no, and I was like, okay, so what else so Akbar's a rebel and he's a fish.
You're
So
right.
I'm like, what else? Clearly, if it's not Leia, it's not the rebels thing, so it's got to be the fish thing. But I was like, what other fish are there? So, but no, that was good. That was fun. But so by the time this episode comes out, we would have already seen Maul Shadow Lord. It was probably awesome too. And Mando and Grogu is right there. But also we talked about Ahsoka season 2. Starfighter is coming. The third Cal Kestis game is supposedly coming out at some point. There's a Ray movie, Dave Filoni's movie. There's so many projects that have been either announced or rumored or that are coming to Star Wars in the coming years. What upcoming project has you most excited?
Yeah, man, Maul Shadow Lord is I think as of today, the last day of March, I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I need this now." But overall hype, it's probably gonna be The Mandalorian and Grogu just because it's a movie, man. We're gonna be back in theaters,
Yeah,
and
dude.
we're all gonna be so excited. Some of us are not gonna be able to talk to each other for a couple days because you don't want spoilers or anything like that. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah,
quite a time to be alive for sure.
yeah. It's back in theaters where it belongs, man.
Yep.
But this will be interesting. If Dave Filoni, new president of Lucasfilm, Dave Filoni, came to you and said, Brandon, we need something new in Star Wars. It can be a movie, a show, book, comic, video game, casting decision, whatever you pitch that you want for Star Wars in the next minute. Lucasfilm is going to make it. We can't say no. What are you what's your dream Star Wars thing?
So Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie, the animated movie, a lot of people are kind of, hit and miss with it, really love it or just really don't like it. I don't know if there's really too many people in between, which I mean, you just look at it and you're like, yeah, 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 cool, whatever, whatever. But, the online gremlins will really let you have it with that movie. So, what we
Yes.
can do is prove that an animated movie can be a thing. So, we're gonna get a huge bounce back, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Mr. Dave, listen here, buddy. Take a seat. I'm gonna talk to you for a second. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make the events of Dark Disciple and bring it back to reality. So the scrapped season 7 Clone Wars arc turned book is now going to be a movie. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the beloved time of the Clone Wars and we're going to bring some of the acts from the scrapped animated project and Katie Lucas and Christy Golden, I believe, their story, and we're gonna really show that off in an animated movie. So it's gonna be Quinlan Voss and Asajj Ventress teaming up together, fighting each other, and then falling in love with each other, ultimately going against and trying to assassinate Count Dooku. So this is gonna be a great movie where you get Quinlan Voss, a character who needs a lot more um, screen time and a lot more
Yeah.
story, of course. We get Miss Asajj Ventress back. We get Count Dooku in this movie. We get other bounty hunters and other cool scenery. And we also get the Jedi Temple, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and all those cool characters. And this is, right before episode 3. A really good timeline, a good spot in the timeline for Star Wars. And you could maybe, last 15 minutes, you could jump forward and kind of see where things go during like Tales of the Underworld, because at the beginning we see Asajj and Quinlan kind of have their like farewell, and Asajj comes back to life, and maybe we could see where that goes, depending on if they want to further that kind of project later. So I think that right there would be an absolute banger. You get a Star Wars love story, you get action, you get a compelling twist between the light and the dark side. I mean, you get to see another Jedi fall to the dark side. So I think that would be absolutely insane. And I think everyone would love that, man. So that's what I would pitch. Do it now.
You really, you really do love Quinlan Voss, don't you?
That's my guy, bro. That is my guy.
I love it. I love it. So I'm curious, as we kind of get towards the end here, are there, we were talking earlier about how you don't really watch Marvel or DC, but are there any fandoms or shows or movies or anything like that outside of Star Wars that you really enjoy?
Oh yeah, dude. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead. That's like my two-headed monster right there. Really, really love those two series. Both happen to be from AMC, so I don't know if I have like an AMC thing or if it's just two great TV series. And Stranger Things was another one that was really cool. Good to see
Yeah,
that
dude.
kind of wrap up. And at the time of this recording, Tales of 85, the animated little series between
Yeah,
seasons 2 and 3 comes out in a couple weeks, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, those I would say that those are my 3 uh,
yeah.
series and other fandoms that I kinda dabble into.
I we could do a whole nother episode just talking about Stranger Things, but I uh I hadn't watched Stranger Things until uh about a year and a half ago, and
Nice.
I was gonna wait until the final season had come out and then just binge the whole thing. But I had some people were like, "You need to watch it so you can like get in on the hype for the final season." And I said no for a really long time, and then it finally wore me down. And I watched the first 4 seasons and like got so obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And so I got to be a part of the hype, and I went and saw the finale in theaters,
Nice.
and that was really cool. So yeah, no, we could definitely do a whole another episode about Stranger Things. But so what does the future for Clan Brandolorian look like? What's the future for the content and the channel, and what's coming up soon?
Yeah, dude, always hoping for new heights, always looking to, stretch out as far as I can to try to just, kind of just get more people on board with what they like, man. If I really always want to make the place well known. I want people who likes the OT, who likes prequels, the sequels, Rebels, Star Wars Resistance, the Lego shows, all of that. If you like Star Wars, come chill. That's kind of like the main premise for me. That's always the future goal. But a lot of more of theories, lore, Funko, Lego. Spend blood, sweat, and tears on the collection behind us. You got to talk about it. Got to show them off a little bit. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um, it's free content basically. You buy a $15, Funko Pop, you're like, "Well, let's talk about it." So,
yeah,
but yeah, dude, that's just growing, man. That's the future, man. That's all it
yeah,
is.
yeah. And I mean, we're gonna hopefully meet up and hang out at Rebel Scum Con, which
Oh, yeah.
gotta plug that real quick. Rebel Scum Con coming up August 7th through the 9th. It's going to be a great time. The shout out to the team over there, and that's going to be the guest list for that is looking crazier by the day. And
Yeah.
then you've got Bunta Eve, the after party with Virtual Cantina Network, that's going to have its own roster of guests that at the time of recording this haven't even been announced yet. So it's Rebel Scum Con is going to be a fun time, man. Looking forward to hanging out with you and all the other friends that I've been so happy to make. But before we wrap it up, where can everybody find you? It's all going to be in
Yeah.
the description, but want to hear it anyway.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit, hit the description, you'll see everything there. But Yeah, you can find me on YouTube primarily, Clan Brandolorian, super easy, and all of my at names and handles on other socials, especially Instagram, TikTok, now on Facebook. Facebook has been actually funner than I thought, so go check us out there. But yeah, everything at Clan Brandolorian, Google Clan Brandolorian, you'll find me there. So that's wherever everything will be.
Yeah, man. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out. This has been really fun, and we'll definitely have to do something again.
Yeah, for
We'll
sure,
do
man.
something again at some point. But I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on, man. This was a blast. I had a
Yeah,
lot of
man.
fun.
But we're gonna keep going with new episodes of Limitless Nerd every other week for the foreseeable future. I've been pretty fortunate to be getting some cool guests on, so like Brandon, and we're gonna keep the train rolling. So until next time, may the force be with you.
See ya.